Leicester. Not your typical holiday destination, right? When you think of a place to unwind, Leicester might not be the first name that pops into your head. But guess what? This hard-working city in the Midlands found itself smack bang in the middle of a second home boom. Yes, you heard that right. Leicester, known for its rich history and vibrant culture, suddenly became a hotspot for second homes. By 2022, a whopping one in every 31 properties were second homes. That's a significant number when you think about it. Imagine walking down a street and knowing that every few houses are owned by someone who doesn't live there full-time. Who knew? Investors were snapping up properties left and right, drawn to the city's affordable prices and decent rental yields. The allure of Leicester wasn't just its affordability, it was also the promise of a good return on investment. It seemed like Leicester was becoming a magnet for people looking to park their cash in bricks and mortar. The construction sites were buzzing, and the housing market was hotter than ever. But hold your horses. The council saw this second home surge and decided it was time to take action. They couldn't just sit back and watch as the local housing market spiraled out of control. Local families were struggling to find affordable homes, and something had to give. The dream of owning a home was slipping away for many residents, and the council knew they had to step in. The council's solution? A big, fat council tax hike on second homes, coming into effect in 2024. This wasn't just a minor adjustment, it was a significant increase aimed at curbing the second home frenzy. We're talking double the price. For many second homeowners, this was a game changer. The additional cost made them rethink their investments. This wasn't just a gentle nudge, it was a clear message. Second homes weren't as welcome as they used to be. The community's voice was loud and clear. Prioritize local families and ensure they have a place to call home. The move sparked a lot of debates and discussions. Some applauded the council for taking a stand, while others felt it was too harsh. But one thing was certain, Leicester was making headlines and the world was watching. As the city navigates this new chapter, it remains a blend of its historic charm and modern challenges. The rise of second homes has reshaped Leicester in unexpected ways, and only time will tell how this story unfolds. For now, Leicester stands as a testament to the ever-changing dynamics of urban living, a city that continues to evolve, adapt, and thrive amidst the challenges it faces. Now, you might be wondering, did this council tax hike actually work? Well, the numbers don't lie. Since the announcement, the number of second homes in Leicester has plummeted by a whopping 40%. That's right, 40%. It seems like doubling the price was a risk that paid off. The council's coffers are filling up, and more importantly, local families have a fighting chance of getting on the property ladder. But it's not just about the money, is it? It's about fairness. It's about making sure that everyone in Leicester has a decent place to live. The council's decision sent a powerful message. Leicester is a community, not just a commodity to be bought and sold. Now, let's talk about student housing because Leicester has a lot of it. The city is known for its vibrant student community, and the University of Leicester plays a significant role in this dynamic. With thousands of students arriving each year, the demand for housing is ever increasing. The University of Leicester attracts students from all over, and with them come parents looking for a place for their kids to live. These parents often spend considerable time and effort to ensure their children have a comfortable and safe place to stay during their academic journey. In the past, many parents saw buying a property as the way to go. This approach not only provided a stable living environment for their children, but also presented an opportunity for a long-term investment. The idea was simple: buy a property, let the student live there during their studies, and then either rent it out or sell it once they graduated. They'd buy a place for their child to live in during their studies, and then rent it out afterwards, or even keep it as an investment. This strategy has been quite popular, and many families have benefited from the rising property values in Leicester. This student housing phenomenon has definitely played a role in Leicester's housing market. The influx of students has led to a surge in demand for rental properties, which in turn has influenced property prices and availability in the city. While the council tax hike targets second homes, properties rented out for most of the year are exempt. This means that many student accommodations, which are occupied for the majority of the year, do not fall under the increased tax bracket. So, many of these student lets aren't directly affected. However, the broader implications of student housing on the local community cannot be ignored. The presence of a large student population has both positive and negative effects on the local housing market and community dynamics. It's a complex issue, and finding the right balance between providing housing for students and ensuring affordability for everyone is a challenge. The local authorities, university administration, and community members must work together to address these challenges and create a sustainable housing environment that benefits all residents of Leicester. The future of student housing in Leicester will depend on collaborative efforts and innovative solutions to meet the needs of both students and the local community. Leicester isn't alone in its fight against the downsides of second homes. All over Britain, councils are getting tough on empty and underused properties. They're using their newfound powers to hike up council tax, hoping to encourage owners to either sell up or rent out to locals. Down in Cornwall, a popular holiday spot, second homeowners are facing eye-watering council tax premiums. But it's not all smooth sailing. In areas where second homes aren't as much of an issue, this tax crackdown has been met with some grumbling. Some argue that it's just an extra burden on homeowners who aren't causing any harm. Labour's tax blitz on second homes. Now, let's zoom out to the national level, because the government has also been busy tinkering with taxes related to second homes. This is a significant move that has caught the attention of many homeowners and potential buyers across the country. The changes are not just minor adjustments, they represent a substantial shift in the way second homes are taxed. The Labour Party, currently in power, has made it clear that they're not afraid to use the tax system to try and cool down the second home market. This is part of their broader strategy to address housing affordability and availability issues that have been plaguing the UK for years. By targeting second homes, they aim to free up more properties for first-time buyers and long-term renters. The Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, has whacked a hefty 5% stamp duty surcharge on second homes, making it much pricier for both landlords and holiday home buyers. This surcharge is expected to generate significant revenue for the government, which they plan to reinvest in affordable housing projects. And that's not all. The government is also looking at other measures to ensure that the housing market remains accessible to everyone. They're also scrapping the furnished holiday lets tax loophole, which gave some holiday let owners a nice little tax break. This loophole allowed owners to pay less tax if their property was available for short-term lets for a certain number of days each year. By closing this loophole, the government aims to level the playing field and ensure that all property owners contribute their fair share. So, the message is clear. Owning a second home is about to get a whole lot more expensive. These changes are expected to have a ripple effect across the housing market, potentially leading to a decrease in the number of second homes being purchased. This could in turn make more properties available for those who need them most. The Labour Party believes that these measures will help create a more equitable housing market, where everyone has a fair chance to own a home. Unintended consequences. Could tax hikes backfire? Now, I'm all for fairness, but even I have to admit that these aggressive tax hikes come with a word of caution. Some experts reckon that instead of discouraging second home ownership, these measures might actually backfire. Here's how it could go down. Imagine you're a savvy landlord with a holiday let. You're suddenly faced with a hefty tax bill. What do? Well, you might just decide to reclassify your property as a small business. That way, you can claim all sorts of business rate relief and potentially end up paying even less tax than before. Not exactly what the government had in mind, right? A changing tide. Owner-occupiers and landlords move in. So with all these tax changes and the council tax hike, what's happening to Leicester's housing market? Well, it seems like the tide might be turning. With second home buyers being priced out, owner-occupiers and landlords looking for long-term lets are sensing an opportunity. Rightmove, the property website, has seen a surge in interest in Leicester properties. In fact, the number of properties available in Leicester is growing faster than in big cities like London, Manchester and Newcastle. This suggests that the market is shifting, with more properties potentially becoming available for people who want to actually live in Leicester, not just own a second home there. Leicester's allure, more than just a commuter base. Now, I know what you're thinking. Leicester really. But hear me out. Leicester is much more than just a convenient base for commuters. It's got a lot going for it. First off, it's got great transport links. You can hop on a train to London in just over an hour, and Birmingham is even closer. But Leicester is more than just a convenient stop on the way to somewhere else. It's got its own vibrant culture, a thriving arts scene, and a fascinating history. And let's not forget the National Space Centre, a must-visit for any space enthusiast. Plus, compared to those big, pricey cities, Leicester offers a much more affordable quality of life. Conclusion: a city in transition. So, there you have it, Leicester's second home saga. It's a story of unintended consequences, government intervention, and a city trying to find its balance. The council tax hike was a bold move, and it seems to be having the desired effect. But the long-term impact on the city's housing market remains to be seen. One thing's for sure, Leicester is a city in transition, and it'll be fascinating to see how this chapter unfolds.